I'm Olivia, 62. Sitting in my garden on this crisp October morning, watching the leaves change color on the oak tree my late husband, Henry, and I planted for our son Daniel's 12th birthday, I'm filled with a sense of peace that was unimaginable 6 months ago. But it wasn't always like this. 6 months ago, I was on the verge of losing everything that mattered to me. I was on my way to a meeting at Henry's law firm, Thompson Partners, regarding his inheritance. As I got into my car, a man in his late 50s, looking disheveled and wearing tattered clothes, rushed towards me. "Ma'am, don't start that car. Your daughter-in-law, Lily, she's up to no good," he said desperately. My heart skipped a beat. How did this stranger know about Lily? And what did he mean? I remember getting the call from Thompson Partners at 9 a.m. sharp. The woman on the phone was professional and cold. "Mrs. Anderson, we're ready to proceed with the estate settlement. Can you be here at 2 o'clock today?" I agreed, eager to finally put this chapter behind me. I chose the red dress Henry had bought me on our 30th wedding anniversary. As I clasped the diamond pendant he'd given me on our wedding day, I saw a tired and older version of myself in the mirror. Grief had taken its toll in the 4 months since Henry's passing. The drive to the city was long, and traffic was heavy. I drummed my fingers nervously on the steering wheel, an uneasiness settling in my stomach. When I reached the parking garage beneath the law firm, I gathered my purse and the folder of documents I'd been asked to bring. That's when the man approached me. He introduced himself as Tom. He said he'd worked at Thompson Partners but was fired 3 weeks ago. Before that, he'd overheard things about Lily. "She's been in contact with some people at the firm. She's been trying to alter Henry's will, ma'am. She's telling them you're not mentally fit to handle the estate," he said. I was in shock. It was impossible. I'd always been the one managing our finances, and Henry had never expressed any concerns about my mental state. Tom continued, "She has fake medical records and statements from people saying you've been acting confused. She's been planning this for a while." I was furious. How dare she? How dare she question my mental capacity? I entered the law firm's plush reception area and was led to a conference room. Inside, 3 men in expensive suits sat on one side of the table, and Lily was on the other. When she saw me, there was a brief flash of surprise on her face, quickly replaced by her sweet smile. "Olivia, I didn't think you'd come today," she said. The lead attorney, a tall man with gray hair and a stern face, gestured for me to sit. "Mrs. Anderson, we have some documents for you to sign. Your husband made some amendments to his will in his final weeks due to concerns about your health." I interrupted him. "What concerns?" Henry never said anything like that. One of the other attorneys slid a folder across the table. Inside were what looked like medical reports and statements. I recognized Lily's handwriting on one of them. It claimed I'd become extremely agitated during a doctor's visit and couldn't remember basic information. It was all lies. Just then, there was a knock on the door. Tom appeared, looking cleaner but still out of place. "Mrs. Anderson, I have the original documents. Henry's real will and the actual medical reports," he said. The room went silent. Lily suddenly stood up, looking pale. "I don't feel well," she mumbled. Tom opened the folder and showed the documents. "These people, including Lily, have been working together to create false documents. They forged Henry's signature and fabricated medical reports to make it look like he doubted your mental capacity." The attorneys tried to defend themselves, but Tom had receipts for the payments they'd received from Lily. Lily collapsed back into her chair, looking defeated. The police were called. Detective Lisa Brown, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, arrived and began to investigate. She asked me to tell her about my relationship with Lily. I remembered when Daniel first brought Lily home 8 years ago. She was 23, working as a graphic designer, and seemed so sweet and in love with Daniel. Henry and I welcomed her into our family with open arms. But over the years, I'd noticed little things. About 3 years ago, she started making subtle comments about my memory, asking if I remembered conversations that never happened. Tom also told the detective that about 6 months ago, Lily started coming to the law firm regularly. At first, they were told she was just inquiring about estate planning, but then the meetings became more secretive. She'd bring documents claiming to be from doctors and family members, all designed to paint me as incompetent. As the investigation continued, Lily finally admitted that their financial situation was dire. Daniel's business had been failing for 2 years, and they'd accumulated a debt of over $250,000. She thought the inheritance was their only way out. Daniel was devastated when he found out. He'd been completely in the dark about Lily's scheme. He believed the stories she'd told him about Henry being worried about me. He moved out of the house they shared with Lily 3 weeks after the confrontation. Lily took a plea agreement. She got 3 years of probation for 100 hours of community service and had to pay back the legal fees. The attorneys at Thompson Partners received prison sentences. Tom, whose bravery and integrity had saved me, became a part-time handyman at my property. Now, Daniel is rebuilding his business. He's rented a small office, and he's determined to do things the right way. He asked me if I could ever forgive him for being manipulated by Lily. I told him forgiveness is a choice I make every day. I've forgiven him because I know he was a victim too. As for Lily, I'm not sure if I can ever forgive her. What she did was calculated and cruel, but I've let go of the anger. I'm not going to let her steal any more of my peace. I've reclaimed my life, and I'm surrounded by people who truly care about me. I'm free to start the best chapter of my life.